Okay, so it's a frosty day today. First frosty weekend of the year. It's the 1st of December. There's my wood pile, and there's the wood I've already had a chance to prepare. It's really sparkly with the frost. I don't know if you can see the sparkles, probably not. And this is the wood I haven't done anything to yet, but I'm going to strip that down and put it aside for later use. This is our lovely lavender hedge, which has already been trimmed back a little bit. Okay, so as you can see, everything's white and gorgeous. It's our pile of doom we haven't tackled yet at all. I want to burn it. That's my idea. Going down to the little path, and then just have a glance up the path, which you've seen before, across the opposite allotment, which still doesn't have a taker, it doesn't have a tenant yet, but it's probably difficult to explain how overgrown it was. So everything you can see that's cut here, everything has been cut back by Matt and the whole of this portion of the fence, because it was encroaching on the path and it was blocking out a lot of our light. So we thought while it was empty, Matt's also sort of chopped through there, we thought while it was empty it was a good time to remove the bits that we would like to see removed, because once a tenant takes it over they might have different ideas. But hopefully it'll also make it a more attractive prospect for someone, because it is it's a lot of work. As you can see, it's a lot lower than the level I'm standing on, so it's about 2 foot lower than the level I'm on, and those brambles and everything Matt's cut back is 2 to 3 foot high. It's just a huge pile. It goes right back to the boundary, which has then got Winnie House grounds, so their sort of little wood is there. We've got a few neighbours over here, or a few plots, but I think yet to be. The first one I think has a tenant. The sort of middle one, which is hard to describe where the boundary is for that, has a brand new tenant who came with us, and same time as us. And then I think the end bit we're not sure about. Our next door neighbour, who has grapevines and he has grapevines and he has kind of palm trees. It's all a wee bit tropical for Gateshead. And then back over this is our boundary area. You can just see Matt at the top there. And back to our plot. We've managed to sort of the privet was being a bit strangled by the dead, or the dying off comfrey. So the comfrey is now all packed down here for now. You can just see a little, it's hard to make out now against the black plastic, but it's there. It's been sort of tidied back, everything's been cut out, all the brambles and things have been cut out, or certainly most of them, and allow the privet to breathe a little bit and have some space. Back to our entrance. A little green bit of plastic marks the entrance way, I guess. Got some nice bits of wood here. I also need to put on my wood pile. Very proud of my wood pile. So here we have, this bed is pretty, I think it may be alright. I've got high hopes for that bed because I don't think it needs too much doing to it. It's been covered for some time, so I'm hoping when we peel back the plastic next spring we might be able to plant in there, maybe ready to go. We've got this kind of slightly fuzzy area. We're not quite sure what's going on or what has gone on around here. So we've got the pond, got an old tin bath full of some kind of grass. See, we haven't touched that yet. We've got a frozen pond at the moment, so that's there. But there are critters and animals and things living in there. We see moving around, and there's a huge frog, I think, that lives there too. This area chop down a tree, you can just see the tree stump in the centre there, centre of the picture. That was quite a large tree which we had to take down. It was just we felt in quite a bad spot and blocking a lot of light, and also blocking off kind of that side of the allotment. There's a whole quarter, that's kind of a quarter strip of the allotment that was quite inaccessible initially. Got some gooseberry bushes up here. Again, a little bit of an area that is just overgrown. Could have a bed in it there nicely. And then I think today Matt is, well, we've just got here and it's very, very cold. I don't think we'll stay for long. We've also got here quite late in the day. Matt is tying up the raspberries because we've got these raspberry canes and they're all really set up. You know, it was just a case of bringing some string along and some screw eyes. Okay, so we've got that. Dead ahead we've got our lovely shed. Some bins, always useful. Oh, down here we've got sort of a big leaf mould container and the sort of little incinerator. Then we'll bring it around here. Here's my wood pile again. 1 compost bin. 2, number 2 compost kind of area. And then your traditional other compost sort of area. We've got quite a lot of space for compost. There's spaces behind here, but they're not very accessible. So we've got a lovely little path here that leads to the green compost pile. Someone's put a nice little path in, which we discovered recently. Back here you can see it gets a bit messy. There's old established trees taking over a bit of that space, and that's not really, it's got some old railings that you know, we'll be able to use to keep the wood pile in place, because I'll put it behind either those railings or there's more railings up here. Some over there as well. So they will be useful. I think probably if I walk around here. The wood pile might go there. Then we've got this little bed here, which I don't know if you can quite make it out. Behind this wood, I've sort of leaned the wood against it. You can see just a little bed. It's got a compost bin on it, but I think we'll move the compost bin somewhere, I think, a bit more sensible, so we can have a little bed there. When we've decided what we want on it. Probably a little seating area up here. Matt would like to plant some trees in this section. And then we get quite a nice view. Matt at work around here. So this is my weekly video update. Not as much perhaps to show this time because well, we did quite a bit yesterday, but I think Matt mostly worked over on that space opposite, and I was doing the wood, so not a huge difference. And now it's got so cold and so frozen that I don't guess we can do. I did start digging under that black tarpaulin, but that black plastic, but you know, the ground's frozen now. So there we are. I'll just stand down here and give one last sweep. So again we come. This is the way we enter the site. The whole site is down this lovely little path past a number of other allotments, and then you come along. What is this beautiful space? Well, it's Matt and Alison's allotment. Of course it is. Isn't it lovely? There we are. So I hope you get a sense of the slope as well. It's got quite a bit of a slope to it. Perhaps I think Matt's busy, so I can't get him to stand at the top, but you know, it does come down, 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 down. It's not, I wouldn't say it was steep, but it requires a bit of terracing to grow things, I think. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that and see what difference there is next week. Okay, one last look around. Hear the birds. Got lots of visitors, lots of bird visitors at the minute, so we're making sure there's food out for them too. Okay.